If we do not have a strong trade union movement in this country, if millions of working people, young people, people of color, are not coming together to engage in collective bargaining, to demand a fair shake on the job, the future of the middle class is not strong.
Last night, Bernie Sanders does a town hall on oligarchy. I watched it. I thought it was probably one of the more substantive conversations I've seen on the issue of income inequality, on the issue of the trade unions and the labor union movement in this country being decimated since 1980. I thought it was one of the most illuminating discussions I've seen on the issue of economic racism. There was terrific speakers. I'm sure you could go rewatch it if you missed it. Bernie Sanders live streamed it on his page, on his Facebook page. I would definitely encourage you, if you have time, to listen to it or watch it. Really awesome. And the first thing I thought when I was watching it is, wow, if we saw anything like this on CNN or MSNBC or any of these outlets, imagine what would happen. Michael Moore said something like that last night, like, Bernie, the reason that these kinds of conversations and these kinds of stories are not on corporate media is what would, like, the people would rise if they saw this every day. Even the older folks who tend to cable news audiences are generally an older audience. CNN is considered young at 58. And I have older viewers. People don't realize this. The progressive movement is not just millennials and young people. It is a lot of older progressives who have been progressive for years, might have went to sleep because they were tired of the corruption, and Bernie woke them the hell up. And I have a lot of older viewers that are 55 and up or 65 and up. So I appreciate everybody that's watching. But I wanted to give you some of the stats. Bernie Sanders live stream last night. It was about an hour and a half. Draws 1.7 million live viewers. 1.7 million live viewers. Let me give you a little expertise on that. I used to work at Fox. I used to work at MSNBC, which I will be doing live patron-only chats upcoming to give you the behind the scenes of how it was working at Fox News and MSNBC. Go subscribe to that Patreon. It's a great number, even for cable news channels, to get 1.7 million live viewers live. So you could get 1.7 million viewers overall for the hour, but when you're talking about getting 1.7 million viewers, what are they talking about? Live viewers. That's talking about concurrently. They're talking about at one point they had 1.7 million viewers live across platforms. That's friggin' good. That's friggin' good. And it shows how when you actually cover real issues, how sad is it that it requires a U.S. senator to do the job of the national media? But when you cover real issues that affect real people, that affect all the people that are struggling in this country, or the people in this live stream that are watching me right now, guess what? People watch because they want to know what the hell is going on. They want to hear from the experts. They want to hear, what can I do to fight back non-violently? So I'll read you just a little bit about this so you know what Bernie's live stream did. Here we go. So Bernie Sanders televised town hall on economic inequality drew about 1.7 live viewers during an online broadcast. The panel discussion event called Inequality in America, the Rise of Oligarchy and Collapse of the Middle Class exceeded the viewership of Sanders' first live town hall on single-payer healthcare in January. The broadcast provided the Vermont Independent with the opportunity to expand his new alternative media revenue beyond Medicare for All to the broader issue of economic inequality. Quote, "What I would say to our friends in the corporate media, start paying attention to the reality of how many people in our country are struggling economically every single day and talk about it," Sanders said at one point during the town hall. I couldn't agree more. And by the way, this is why I have said from the start, for those of you who have been watching me, not only is it the right thing, like ethically and morally, to do the type of thing Bernie did last night, I think to do the type of reporting that we want to do as we launch this new network, not to focus on which porn star Trump had unprotected sex with, which is literally a story right now they're covering. I don't know if she was a porn star or somebody. Not to focus on the big, bad, evil Russian boogeyman that has nothing to do with whether you could put food on the table or pay your rent or pay for your health care deductibles, has nothing to do with anything. We're living in an alternate reality in the cable news and corporate media right now. But not only is it the right thing to do, but you could actually have a real audience, a big audience. You could actually build a business, because obviously journalists need to eat and live and support their families too. So this is the model, whether it's Bernie Sanders doing it, whether it's me doing it, whether it's other independent journalists that want to get out there and do real news, talk about real issues like Bernie did. I think it's amazing. And I think it shows not just obviously the need for you guys to support platforms like me at small dollar donations. Well, it's not really a donation. We're looking for, we're not a charity, but small dollar subscriptions. But when you actually cover, like Troy just said, the meat and potato issues, let me tell you, the viewers, they want their meat and potatoes. Even the vegetarians. Love my vegetarians. I tried to be vegetarian. Didn't work out so well. I like steak. What can I tell you? But it's super important that Bernie is showing, whether it's healthcare town hall and now a town hall on oligarchy, it's not like he's getting 15 viewers. Bernie's bringing the bacon. Bernie is getting the viewers. And a lot of you might have watched. Now, I don't love everybody that was on the panel. I think Michael Moore overall has done a lot for the progressive movement. I think he has been missing in action in Flint in a lot of cases. I've seen him on air talking about the need to impeach Trump. So, I don't necessarily agree with impeaching Trump, because the guy behind door number 2, the radical religious zealot nut who's actually competent, named Mike Pence, the folks watching from Indiana can tell you, not so much better than Donald Trump. I got news for you. But fantastic that Bernie did that town hall. Fantastic that he got those numbers. And more importantly, fantastic that people are fighting back non-violently. Non-violently. I'm going to tell you about an update on the New Jersey's teacher strikes, the teacher strike in a little bit. I'm going to tell you about, it looks like Oklahoma is on the verge of having a teacher strike. This is what happens when progressives and working people band together. This is what happens when progressives and working people support independent media. Because Bernie did the town hall with, I believe it was The Guardian, which is kind of independent. Now This News, kind of independent. The Young Turks was a sponsor. No comment. This is what happens when you are able to do real issues and real topics and real stories of struggle, where the motive is not profit. Ironically, you can profit. Bernie showed you 1.7 million viewers. Let me tell you, there's a lot of advertisers who would like those 1.7 million live viewers on the internet, many of which are young people. Because advertisers seek the younger demo, specifically 18 to 24. That is the advertiser sweet spot.